Hello Culers, it's Pablo here and welcome back to Barca Universal and welcome to the match review of Atlético de Madrid 2, Barcelona 0. Barcelona lose again, pretty much as expected really. We came into this game with little to no hope and well, that was probably why Barcelona, despite not even playing, in my opinion, that badly, still left too many spaces in behind, and Atlético Madrid pick up a victory, pretty routine for the match. You know, they sat in, they defended well, they hit us when we left gaps, and they get the easy 3 points in the end in La Liga. Oh, where do we even go from here, guys? Another defeat for Barcelona just feels like the absolute norm now really for us. You know, really sad to see, pretty damn depressing. But without any further ado, guys, let's get on with the match review. And let's start with the team that Koeman went for. This is what he decided to line up with. You know what? It's the exact lineup I said I would play in the preview. And I think, to be fair, with the players we had, this was the best way to go about it. You know, criticism you could have are playing someone like Frenkie de Jong out on the right wing. I don't agree with that. I felt as if we could have just, you know, put de Jong back into midfield with Nikon Busquets. Then you could have had Gavi on the right and then Coutinho on the left, which is something similar to what we did in the second half. But I think, to be fair, this kind of did its purpose. It was a defence that was wide open, but in terms of attack, Barcelona controlled the game. They took the ball off Atletico. We weren't suffering really at any stage of the game. We were never under the cosh today. We had control of the ball. We just left too many gaps, and Atleti killed us on small counters, and they were very, very effective with that, as we'll get on to. But lineup-wise, you know, I can't really fault Koeman for that one today. I really can't. There's not much available, is there? And I think, honestly, he just went with the best players. And starting with the match action, like I say, I actually thought we controlled the first 20 minutes pretty well. The formation, I think, was working for its purpose, really. You know, as I say, Atleti didn't really have many chances, to be fair. They had some shots that went wide of the post from Felix, so I thought was a lot better today. Also, Lemar had a decent effort, I think. But I think, look, you know, Barcelona were the ones with the ball. The only issue is, I suppose, and it's the issue we knew we would have, is that, you know, we couldn't really actually create any things ourselves. And the fact is, guys, you know, even with Messi, Suárez and Neymar, we struggled to create against Atlético Madrid, you know, back in 2015 and whatnot. So, you know, against Atlético, basically, you've got to be perfect in attack. You've got to be really, really inventive, and you've got to be very, very sharp to, you know, get chances against them. And you know what? With that formation, with the players we had available, we just couldn't do it. You know, Memphis again was so isolated in this formation with these players around him. As I say, the midfield did their job. They controlled the ball, but I think other than de Jong trying to make, you know, runs in behind, no one really, you know, goes beyond in that midfield. So yeah, Barca in control. It seemed like, you know, a stable game. Atleti, I think, again, you know, we're always quite scared of Atletico going into games, but then when we actually get out on the pitch against them, you know, they don't do an awful lot, basically. You know, of course, they did their jobs, they won today, but they're not a team that terrifies you. They sat in, they defended well, and at the end of the day, guys, we couldn't break them down. And, well, they did what they did best, guys. They were efficient. They got their goal in about the 24th minute. It's Thomas Lemar who scores it. It came out of absolutely nowhere, really, but the football's great. It's João Felix who gets the ball into Suárez. Suárez's first time ball around the back to Lemar is brilliant, and the finish is really good from the Frenchman. I think, you know, position-wise for Barcelona, it's not great. I think Araujo's the one who's out of position there. He gets drawn into a duel with Felix, but for Barcelona, you know, I don't know what we can say there, guys. Again, we were too open in the back, but Atleti, so incisive, so sharp after defending really well. So 1-0 Atletico, and that's exactly what we didn't need in this sort of game, guys. To be fair, we did respond well. Coutinho had a chance that went just wide of the post that he should have scored. Suárez actually also then had a really good chance that he should have scored. A few moments later, though, he did get his goal, Suárez, and he has now scored against Barcelona. He didn't celebrate, to be fair. He might have done that little, you know, phone signal to Koeman, who, of course, rang him and told him, I don't want you anymore at Barcelona back in August last year. But it is Suárez who gets the ball in the back of the net. And I think, again, guys, you know, we just set up here really as a dream game for Atletico. That they were comfortable defending against us. They knew we weren't going to pose them too many problems. And they just sat in as we tried to, you know, probe their defence. And ultimately, you know, we didn't get through. And at the other end, guys, you know, we left so many gaps. You know, Piqué on his own back there, it just looked an absolute mess. You know, we couldn't cover the spaces. I think it's Lemar who dinks a brilliant ball over to Suárez there, and the finish is brilliant. You know, maybe Ter Stegen or Piqué could go and close down Suárez, but you know, he's so composed. He just waits, and he plots it into the corner. And Atleti there, you know, after a pretty routine half of them, they weren't amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but they go in there with a 2-0 lead, and that really, it's just harsh, isn't it? It's just a blow for us, and it's just where we are at right now, guys. We don't have the facilities to go on and take teams on and batter them in first halves, or even, you know, keep the score down. It just feels like we've got so little going for us, and even in a game like today, where I didn't even think we were that bad, like, you know, look at this performance. I don't think we were nowhere near as bad as we were against Benfica, and you know what? If we played like that against Benfica, you know, it could have been more of like a draw game, for example. It could have been far more even, but, you know, again, to be fair, just too many spaces at the back, and the defending, you know, Koeman's waiting for Agüero and Dembele to come back, but the defence, that's not going to change. And that really, for me, that comes down to tactical setup. You know, you can't just, you know, change the personnel overnight, so we've got to come up with something to stop this happening. But anyway, into the second half, and honestly, the second half I thought was pretty dull. Not much happened, guys. Changes were made on both sides. You know, Ansel came on, Sergi Roberto came on. For Atletico, you know, even Griezmann came off the bench in the second half, didn't do much, to be fair. But certainly chance-wise, guys, you know, there wasn't really much going on there. I think the big chance really fell to Coutinho about the 60th minute. That's a really, really good opportunity, and it's the sort of chance that I think when we're at our top level, you know, we kill. And right now, we're just not killing those chances. And Atleti down the other end, guys, you know, they were taking those chances. That Coutinho chance, you know, Atletico would have scored that. And it's not good enough at the end of the day. We've got to be taking those sorts of chances. It's Gavi who breaks through really well. And that from Coutinho, you know, it just doesn't go in. But other than that, guys, like I say, you know, the second half, not much happened at all. There isn't much to report on. We tried to break down the wall. We didn't ever really come close. We blazed free kicks over the bar. Atleti barely did any attacking of themselves in the second half. So it wasn't a game where we were like getting suffocated and it was like, oh my goodness me, we're so inferior here. It didn't even feel like that. It just felt kind of dim and dull. It was like, wow, they're really just picking us off here, you know, playing with us. That's the vibe I got from it anyway. But yeah, Barcelona lose, and I think we came into this game, guys, expecting a loss, but we also expected that this would be Koeman's last game as Barcelona manager. What we heard today from Laporta is that that is not the case, and I just want to have a bit of a word on this really here, because I'm sure you guys also want to talk about it. You know, what is this all about right now, honestly? What is going on with Laporta and the board of Barcelona? Because, you know, you can be behind Laporta like me, but you can also give fair criticism, and the fact is Laporta's, you know, return to Barcelona, it's been anything but, you know, sharp and smart, has it, so far? It's been not smooth at all. I think you look at some of the decisions made in the summer and it's just, you just wonder what was going on. And I think the lies also being told to the fans about certain situations, I just don't get. And certainly with the Koeman situation, guys, I just find it totally bizarre. I really do, because all that's happened really since Laporta's returned to the presidency, certainly after we lost La Liga, is just absolutely ravaged Koeman. The whole board hates him. Laporta certainly hates him himself. The leaks to the press, all we've heard, guys, for weeks and even months in the press is that Koeman's going to be sacked. It's that he's useless. It's that Laporta doesn't like him using the 3-5-2 and whatnot. It's that they're actively looking for replacements and that anyone will come in. It's that the decision has been made to sack Koeman no matter what. And here we are, guys, before the game against Atletico, and Laporta comes out and says Koeman deserves a margin of space. He's a legend who came to the club in a difficult time, and we have to support him. And I'm not going to lie, guys, I just don't get this. I really don't. You know, we want clarity. We want a clear mind from our president. And right now, Laporta, for me, he just looks like he's improvising all day long, and I don't like that. We want proper planning, proper structure, and someone who has clear ideas for how to improve the team. And the fact is, guys, for me, Koeman can't continue as the coach this season. We should be looking for a replacement, which is what the board were doing. You can't then just come out, you know, after absolutely ravaging Koeman, you can't then just come out and say, yeah, you know what, yeah, we do want to keep him, you know, he's going to stay, he deserves a margin of space. Apparently that was after a conversation they had yesterday, by the way. I don't get this. I really don't get this. I don't know what is going on right now, but the sad thing is, guys, that there's not even really positive or light at the end of the tunnel here, because Koeman is staying, this team is staying, and when we come back after the international break, guys, the same players and the same coach will be here. So that's what all I have to say on that one. I didn't get the whole Laporta thing. I don't get what's going on with the coaches. I mean, look, it could be a big, you know, wordplay, and we could just get a coach in now in the international break, but even that from Laporta would just be going against what he literally just said in the press. So I don't know, guys. I really don't get it right now. Please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Today was another bad result. I don't think we played terribly, but we're just not up to it. Simple as. So bad result. More, you know, detrimental results in La Liga, really. We can't just keep losing games and getting away with it. We have already lost and dropped points in so many fixtures this season. And over the international break, guys, I will try and maybe, you know, drop a few videos here and there, but I think certainly right now, you know, we could do with a break. The fans are down. We feel struck here, and this just isn't pleasant to be in right now. It really isn't, and it's sad. It really is. Every single game, it feels like the same sort of stuff. So I'm going to leave it there. Please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll see you guys soon, and goodbye.